I hope y'all heard that. Nangi. Well, all right, y'all. Welcome to the Sisandra Show. Come on, get up on your feet and bring your energy, because it's time to start the Sisandra Show!
Yes! Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Sisandra Show. Y'all know what? It's Friday! Woo-hoo! So you know what you need to do, right? You've been working so hard this week.
Yes, we have.
We need y'all to go ahead and get all comfortable.
Yeah!
Get that bubbly beverage
Come on,
ready,
y'all.
and let's get this show started! Y'all! Let's get it started! Yeah! Woo! Y'all, this news is something else. And we, the people, are just confused. So let's get into our segment. We the people.
I love that, though. I love that.
We're going to get into it.
love that.
Okay? I got some snaps in here today. Listen, y'all. Elon Musk, Elon, is mad. He's mad that South Africa won't give his Starlink satellite company a license because he's not black. And just like that, apartheid's poster boy discovered reverse racism. Did y'all hear that? They're saying he just discovered reverse racism. The irony, Elon grew up comfy under apartheid while black South Africans were literally fighting for their lives. Now, when policies try to repair decades of injustice, he calls it a disgrace to Nelson Mandela's legacy. Now, let's be clear. South Africa isn't shutting Musk out for being white. They're requiring equity in a country still healing from legalized racism. He can tweet through it all he wants, but the math ain't nothing, Mr. Musk. What's up when the shoe is on the other foot?
Hey, man.
It don't feel so good.
Elon just won't stay out of the headlines.
What's up? I've never seen him this much in my life.
Yeah. 2025 is really put him to the forefront.
He is definitely out in the forefront, and it's costing him a lot. So let's move on to this next story. Y'all, today, we have an absolute powerhouse with us. A best-selling author, personal and business relationship coach, and all-around inspiration. Y'all, welcome to the Lavender Couch, Dr. Michelle R. Hanna. Ooh, Dr. Michelle is in the house. Yes, she is. Looking beautiful as ever. So good to see you. So great. Please have a seat. Hey. Dr. Michelle, we are so delighted to have you here today. You look fabulous.
Thank you, and you always look fabulous.
Thank you so much. I must say the same thing about you. And when I tell you this outfit today, as soon as you walked in, I was like, I know that designer.
Who that is?
Would you please
Our
just
friend,
say her name?
Sai Sanko.
Yes, Sai Sanko. Some of the most beautiful clothes
Yes.
I've ever seen in my life.
Yes.
And you look stunning in it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So let's get into this, Dr. Michelle. You've built such a successful career helping others navigate relationships. But before all of this, what was the moment in your own life that made you realize just how important authentic relationships really are?
The moment that I actually really realized that is when I actually wrote the self-vows. So those self-vows are going to keep on giving, you know, to the day we take our last breath.
Yes.
It's the most important vows that we will ever take. So in doing so much work with the self-vows and breathing that and living that, there was then a now what. And a lot of people don't want to talk about the now what.
Right.
But after you have received all the accolades and the your visions and your dreams, and you've had children, you've gotten married, you've gotten divorced.
Yes.
I mean, all the things.
Now what?
Right? Now what?
Now what?
Right. Joy is different than living a life of happiness and peace.
Ooh, it's so true. Joy
Yes.
is continuous. Happiness happens because of something.
Yes.
Okay, don't play with us.
Absolutely.
We
That's where we're
understand.
going.
Yes.
Make that clear. I like that.
Yes. So access denied, access granted sounds like a game changer for anyone feeling stuck.
Yes.
Can you share a personal story where you had to face your own access denied moment?
Well, I didn't know I was facing my access denied moment. I just in my spirit, I really do listen. So I went to Utah and I wrote a book in 3 days, Access
Wow.
Denied, Access Granted. I wrote it so fast because it was just spilling out of me that I knew what I wrote, but didn't know what I wrote, you know?
right.
And literally within a month later, I'm on my way to Atlanta to go to the I Fought for Her conference, ironically, right? And I go to the doctor because I know my body and I knew that something was going on that just wasn't quite right. So I went there. He says, we need to do a biopsy. He's like, actually, we need to do 3 biopsies.
Oh, wow.
And just knowing who I am, I said, okay, I'll be back. I'll be back the next week, and then we'll do it then. He says, no, you don't understand. We need to do this like now.
Wow.
And I said, no, I have to leave on the 12th. Now, think about this. I was still thinking in my mind that, okay, you'll do the biopsy. Okay, just give me enough medicine. I'll get on the flight that
Go do what I
evening
gotta
and
do.
still go, right? Yeah, no. It ended up where, yes, it was cancer. I thought that they were just going to, localize area, remove it. That would have been it. But he says, well, we hope it, hasn't gone outside of the margins. And it had.
It went outside the margin.
Yes. And so I am a cervical cancer survivor. So in that moment, the ground just shook. My heart broke into many pieces. I was shocked. I was mad. I was angry. I did not understand.
Right.
But in the midst of that 6 weeks and trying to heal from that surgery, thank the Lord for my mother, because she cooked for me. She made sure that I got from the restroom to the bed. It was just that painful. I started to read my book, Access Denied, Access Granted, that I said wasn't going to even be released until 2 years after that.
Oh, my goodness.
And what I realized is that it was the blueprint for how I was going to navigate this journey.
Wow.
It was the reflection of God for me
Wow.
in that book.
I got goosebumps on that.
I have goosebumps too.
When something just pours
Yes.
from you,
It
you
is.
don't know what it is, and then you realize it's for
But God knows,
you.
right?
God knows.
Yes.
He has gone before us.
Right.
He knows.
And knew what was going to happen in less than a month. So what seemed crazy to other people is like, why are you going to Utah to
Right.
write a book? You just go to Airbnb and write the book,
Correct.
right? But I knew I just couldn't have any distraction. And Utah was just a place that I knew that I could go, even though I'd never been there. I knew I could go there and write the book. So, access denied, access granted. What that meant is that I had to face the truth, that I had given too many people access to my life.
Ooh.
I'd given them access in my personal life, my professional life. I had given so much for these last 20-something years to where it actually hurt. And it wasn't supposed to hurt. I took all the stress that people had, all of the grief, and I literally opened my space up, my health,
Ooh,
my
you
mind,
internalized it.
everything.
Wow.
Yes. And I realized that we have to deny access into sometimes different areas of our life.
Yes.
And then sometimes it's just the access denied, period.
Correct.
I mean, no access,
Period.
right? Yes.
Yes.
And so I had to realize, oh, wow, I got to deny access to all these places because in order for me to heal in my health, I have to
gotta
clear
block
this
everything.
out.
Yes.
I got to clear it all out.
Yes.
And then I can get an alignment with access granted. See, sometimes we give our emotional passwords to the wrong people.
Ooh.
We have passwords for everything.
Yes, we do.
Everything,
Yes,
right?
we do.
And we don't want to get hacked. It needs to be secure, right?
Yes.
Same thing with our life. I don't want you hacking me. I don't want you hacking my life, hacking my vulnerability.
How do you know that it's the wrong person. It's normally too late after you've given that access code out, though, right?
Yes.
And how do you retract that? How do you change it? How do you change the code?
I think the first thing that you have to do is what I did is I sat down with one of the exercises in the book. I had a big cardboard piece of paper and I put access denied at the top. And then I divided it in sections: emotional, physical, spiritual, and intellectual. Because who you are intellectually to me may not be who I need in my life to hold space for me emotionally.
Correct.
So this is how you know it's an access denied. You look at the name, you look at the project, or even something about yourself that you need to deny access to that doesn't serve you anymore. And when you look at it, if you don't get that, yes, if you don't get that joy, that safety, it is access denied. There is no thought process to it. It is you connecting with the truth that is within you.
Correct.
And your
this
and
is
your
not your first
truth.
rodeo, so
Absolutely.
you understand boundaries
Yes.
and everything by
Yes.
now. Yes.
And then the boundaries then get created, but now on a more evolved level.
Yes.
I create boundaries all the time, but not like this.
Have you ever had to reset boundaries with someone that's very close to you and you still could remain close to them?
So I literally, it's so funny that you would ask that. No, it's not, because it's you. You know, you ask like all of these questions that just are right on time. It's almost like you know. But this morning, I had a conversation, and I've known this person like a long time. And I was so just frustrated and like, listen, this is not my responsibility. This is what you need to do. But what I realized, I went in the shower and I said, okay, how am I accountable in this? In this situation? Well, you said you weren't going to answer the phone, but you did.
And you answered the phone.
Yes.
Dr. Hannah, hold that thought from answering that phone. We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Dr. Hannah is on the Lavender Couch for the culture. Welcome back to the Sandra Show. Y'all, I am sitting here with Dr. Hannah, and it's now time for us to go into our segment called No Filter, the part of the show where you, our viewers, send in the bold, unfiltered questions most people are too afraid to say out loud. Y'all, nothing is off limits. These are the raw truths you've been carrying, and today we're unpacking them. Let's get into it. All right, Dr. Hannah. So the first question is from Kimora. Kimora says, how do I stop making relationships my identity when I've never known who I am outside of someone else? Oh,
So
you are, Miss Lee Simmons. We know who you are.
Kimora. Stop it. You are too much.
So the first thing is, she actually said it, is that the first thing you need to do is take a moment and ask yourself, do you want to know you?
Ooh.
Because you can't expect someone else to know you and to validate you and do all the things for you that we know that we deserve unless you do it for you.
Yes.
So that's the first thing. I want you to give that gift to you, Kimora. Give the gift to you and say, I want to know me. And let's start going through that process.
Yes.
And don't be scared, because whatever it is, it's your truth. It's authentically you. You know what's beautiful is when you can show up and just be you.
And just be yourself.
Yeah.
And people love you for who you are. But if you have insecurities or challenges with yourself, maybe you hide in relationships.
Absolutely.
And don't let people see who you are. Because you
Absolutely.
don't want people to see who you are too.
Right.
I don't know if that's the case, but Kimora, the advice is to get to know yourself and let people love you from there. Because if you don't know who you are, how do you expect anyone to care about you?
And she'll keep running into her.
Ooh.
She'll keep running into her. You can move to another state. You can go to another city, but you take you with you.
It's so true.
Yeah.
You know what I used to say? No matter where you go, there you are.
There you are. Absolutely.
There you are. You cannot get away from yourself. Let's go to this next question. Thank you so much for that, Dr. Hannah. This is from Alyssa. Alyssa says, we're constantly trying to find ourselves, but what if there's no fixed self to find? How do we stop chasing identity like it's a destination and accept that who we are is always in flux?
Yes, you are always evolving, right? So it's not even about finding you and then that's it. It's about getting to know you in different areas of your life and different seasons in your life. I will be forever changed. So I'm not the same as I was a year ago. And I don't want to be. I want to know the depth of who I am. And whatever it takes to get there, I am okay with walking that journey. So I agree with her. It's not about just a destination of finding yourself. We always even talk about finding the one. Well, the one is you.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we're always evolving.
Always evolving.
I love that song. It says, everything must change. And everything changes,
Yes.
including ourselves. Let's go to this next question. Thank you, Alyssa. All right, Fantasia. I love that. Fantasia, not the Fantasia.
We know you
y'all. Come on. So we say we believe in freedom, but most of us are slaves to bills, routines, and borrowed dreams. How do we break free when we've confused survival with success?
Well, the first thing is we sometimes confuse survival with living. Right?
yes.
So first of all, we got to think about if we are sick and tired of being in survival, then what does it really take for us to live? What does living really look like? It's not being a slave to the bills, because sometimes we work, and we say, oh, I got to have this and I got to have that, and then I've arrived.
Correct.
But what if that's not you? What if you just move to Venice, right, in a little cottage, and then that is just
That's
you.
you.
That's living. That's your life.
is.
So comparing it, and I think we do a lot of that with this social media.
Yes.
And sometimes social media is a scam.
It
Sometimes
really
it's a
is.
whole
People aren't
lie.
really living those
Right.
lives.
Absolutely.
They're living their dreams on social media.
Absolutely.
And then go home to their reality.
Absolutely.
Let's go on to this next question. Thank you so much. All right. So this next question is from Tanya. Why do we celebrate motherhood without talking about the identity death it often causes? How do I grieve the woman I used to be while still loving the mother I've become?
I don't know that you have to really grieve the woman you used to be. You know, I'm a mother. I'm actually a Mimi too, but my name is Michelle. Right? So I'm never going to stop being Michelle.
Correct.
It may be different variations, but I don't think you need to grieve her. I think that she evolves, and whoever she becomes, that is who you celebrate.
Oh, I love
right?
that.
Because we are so much more than the title.
Yes,
Right?
yes.
You do more than this show. Like your
ma'am.
life is full,
It's full,
right?
yes.
So yeah, I don't think you have to grieve her. Yeah.
Ooh,
And I think
she's
even
still alive. She's not dead.
Yes, absolutely.
A child does not kill the person that we were before they came into our lives.
Absolutely.
We just have to find time for that person. And I think that's why we call self-care and me time.
Yes.
You know, and just knowing that me always, we're evolving.
Yes,
I love
and
that.
stick to that though. If you're going to do self-care, schedule it on your calendar every single day, whatever it is, because self-care doesn't always have to be that I have to leave the house. My self-care could be a hot bubble bath and candles and smell goods that feel good to me. And I also think that grieving, even the parts of you that don't serve you anymore, I don't even grieve that part of me. I honor her. Because she did what she had to do.
Exactly, to bring you
exactly.
to the space that you are in now.
Yes.
So we don't grieve her. We
Yes.
celebrate her
Celebrate
at
her.
all times.
Yeah.
I love that. All right, Tanya, I hope that was good enough for you because I loved that answer. Let's go to this next question from Gerald. Gerald, we tell people to speak up, but punish them the moment their truth makes us uncomfortable. How do we claim to value honesty when we only applaud the version that doesn't challenge us?
Yes.
Ooh.
Honesty and then transparency.
Yes.
Right? So if you
Yes.
want me to just say yes or no and be quiet, I can do that.
Right.
But if you really want to have a deep conversation, because I don't like a lot of small talk, let's
Right.
really talk,
Yes.
right? Then you need to honor my perspective.
Yes.
Doesn't mean it's right or wrong, but you wanted my perspective. So now I
Exactly.
gave it to you. And because I love you or I care about you, I don't want you out there leaking. I want to let you know first, I'm your friend and I'm letting you know, or I care about your dreams and your visions enough to tell you the truth and be transparent about it.
Oh, that's good. It's so true. Ooh, all right, Gerald. I think I don't need to add anything to that. Thank you, Dr. Hannah. Let's go on to Brianna. Brianna they say be the bigger person. But what if being the bigger person means shrinking yourself until there's nothing left? How do we stop romanticizing emotional labor as maturity?
Brianna, you are talking to me. I would not have even thought that I shrinked myself. I just didn't think of myself in that way. But now going through this process, health, when your health is on the line, it brings a certain amount of truth and reality, whether you want it to or not.
Right.
And I realize that I have been in rooms where I felt like, oh, wow, maybe I was too overly dressed, and it's just me. It's just the way I like fashion. So
Right,
why should I apologize?
Exactly. You
Right.
shouldn't.
Or maybe my personality in terms of where I'm just loving, I'm compassionate, I hug you and all of that. And someone may say, oh, it doesn't take all of that. And I have found myself sometimes dumbing down.
Yes, ma'am.
Even in relationships of the past.
Oh, yes.
I dumbed down so they could shine
Yes.
and feel good about themselves, right?
Yes.
Well, I know my greatness, I own my genius, right? And
Yes.
and my light shining has nothing to do with you. You can have a choice. Either you're going to let your light shine too, or you can dim your light, but that has nothing to do with me, right? The fact that I'm here and I'm in the land of the living at this
Amen.
point in life,
Yes.
I'm not dimming that for anybody because God gave it to me. So why would I dim it? Yeah.
Ooh, and just
So-
for anyone listening to this, never dim your light.
Yeah.
Because I feel the same way. I was in a relationship and you feel like, you know what, I'm just going to be over here like this. Because
Yeah.
I love you and I just want you to be on the pedestal. But when someone loves you in return, do they really want you to dumb yourself down?
Absolutely.
Why would they be with someone that they want to just shrink into almost nothing but a support system for them? It's very interesting. So that's a great answer.
But we
as
should
well.
want everybody to win, though.
Yes.
And everybody to be great. We were just talking about Sai, who's so fabulous, right?
Yes.
But
I don't even know her personally, but
Right.
yes, baby, she is fabulous.
so fabulous all the time. So, and she's fabulous, and I love that for her, right? But we're different. Our fabulous is different,
Yes.
right? But that's okay. We both shine. And so I
Yes.
say never dim your light, because you're so special and just being you.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. I think we all can take that
Yeah.
and run with it. Dr. Hannah, what would you say to the younger you?
I would say, don't give everything until you're left with fumes. Don't give even from then the fumes, because you don't want people to be heartbroken. You want people to feel loved. You want people to know that they are seen.
Yes.
So much so that somewhere along you stop seeing you, or you don't feel seen, or you don't feel that that love is reciprocated as much as you gave it out. I would tell my younger self that you are going to go through so many different challenges. Don't stress out. Don't worry about tomorrow. Just be. God got you no matter what. And there'll be about 4 people in your life that will show up with you in and out of seasons.
I love that.
Yeah.
God bless you, and thank you so much for joining us.
Thank
we are
you.
praying with and for
Thank
you,
you.
as you knock cancer right
Thank
back
you.
on out of this world.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. To
Thank
our
you.
viewers, God bless you. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll be back on Monday. Take care.
All right, y'all. Come on. Let's just scan that QR code at the bottom.